It's time to show them.
Yeah.
You call it's my breathing on the face. You like it, you tattooed on the brain. So I'll be here for you, whether you want me
Yeah.
You have now mastered the basic skills. It's time for your first challenge.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Let me get myself right here. Hold on, y'all. I'm tripping. There we go. Shout out to the chat. What's going on with y'all? Happy Sunday to everybody out there. It's a football Sunday. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful start to their day. Hopefully you're getting up and, doing things the way you like to do them, not starting with any drama in your life, anything like that. Just having a wonderful start to this football Sunday. Am I distorted? Let me see here. Hold on. Let me turn this down some. Sound a little distorted there. 40 to splatter. Salute to you. Let me make sure I'm getting my volume right. Definitely was loud. So, should be good now. Hopefully we're good. Well, shout out to everybody in the chat. So, football Sunday, week 15, y'all. Week 15 in the NFL season. College football is, basically over other than some of the bowl games, stuff like that you have leading up to the national championship. But all the actual regular season games, all of that stuff, all of that's decided. The conference championships, all of that's decided. So just the bowl games and college football. But in NFL, we're getting into the hot and heavy portion of the season now. I mean, things are heating up. It's make or break time for some teams. Some teams are already out of it. You got some teams that are fighting to basically stay in it or make their way into the mix. So I'm not going to hold y'all up. Let's get right into looking at this week's slate of games. Y'all know the site that I like to use, The Score. Shout out to them. And they actually have, if it's legal in your state, they actually have a betting portion of it. I haven't used it yet, so I can't really give you any, I can't give any review of it, but they do have a betting portion of the score now as well that, I didn't know they had. Underdog apparently is leaving North Carolina. Not sure what's up with that, but I was using Underdog some. I used DraftKings some. I was using Underdog some. Underdog is apparently leaving North Carolina as of next week, December 17th. So, not sure what was going on there, but maybe they'll be back, maybe not. But shout out to Underdog. Of course, check out Gills Arena and Gridiron and those shows on YouTube. Sponsored by Underdog. So, shout out to them. Maybe they'll get the betting back in North Carolina here at some point in time. I didn't know that those betting sites and stuff are associated with actual like stadiums and stuff like that. Like, let me show y'all this really quickly. I mean, it's just a simple Google search, right? But I just looked up North Carolina sports betting, and it shows me who the different sports books are affiliated with. Because sports betting is legal in North Carolina. So, I mean, you got Bet365. That's with the Hornets. I wasn't even familiar with that one. BetMGM, I've heard of it, never used it. That's with the NASCAR stuff. Charlotte Motor Speedway. Caesar Sportsbook is out there in those Cherokee. We have some Cherokee casinos in certain parts of North Carolina ran by the Native Americans. So Caesars must be in those. DraftKings is partnered with NASCAR here in North Carolina, apparently. ESPN Bet. So the score, the site that I use for my getting my score updates and stuff, apparently ESPN Bet is rebranding to the Score Bet. So that's how the Score got its betting platform now. I must have taken it from ESPN. I guess, I mean, it doesn't really make, to me, it never made sense for ESPN to be in the betting game because they do so much of predicting and seems like they try to have these connections with the team. It didn't make sense for ESPN to be in the betting game for me. I understand them having people talk about betting and stuff, but for them specifically to be a betting partner, it didn't really make sense to me. So looks like that's rebranded to the Score Bet now here, 2025 here in North Carolina. Maybe ESPN Bet still exists in other places. I'm not sure. We got Fanatic Sportsbook, FanDuel, and then see Underdog down there. It's about to leave on December 17th. It says to focus on prediction markets. I'm not sure what that means. So if you're into sports betting, anything like that, in North Carolina, and maybe in your state too, maybe associated the same way. I'm not sure. North Carolina's only had sports betting here a couple years now, so maybe it's different in your state. Maybe the regulations are different, never know. But back to this week's slate of games. Week 15 in the NFL season. Everybody's playing today except for the teams that played on Thursday night. Atlanta beating the Bucks. Bucks really needed that game. We'll see that here when we look at the statistics here shortly. And then tomorrow night, you got the Dolphins at the Steelers. That game actually still has some playoff implications on it as well because the Steelers don't have anything wrapped up in the NFC or the AFC. What are they? AFC East. They don't have anything wrapped up there. I mean, they're close because the Ravens been playing like trash, but they don't have it wrapped up just yet. So that game may have some playoff implications on it, depending on what happens with Baltimore today. But looking at the games, Washington at the Giants, no playoff implications there. Neither one of those teams have a chance to make it into the playoffs, so there's nothing, to pay attention to there. The Raiders at the Eagles. Of course, the Eagles are trying to hold on in the NFC East. You got the Cowboys who are charging on trying to take that from them. So we'll see what happens there. The Eagles not been playing really great lately. The Raiders, of course, are one of the bottom of the barrel teams. So the Eagles should handily win that. Right now, they're favored by 11.5. You got the Browns at the Bears. Of course, a lot of people are going to be looking at this game. The Bears are definitely in playoff contention. What seed are they right now? Let me look and see, actually, so I can tell you what seeds these teams are right now. We will go look at all of that. In the NFC right now, the Bears are they're the 7th seed. So they're the last team in right now. Holding out over the Lions. They got one less loss than the Lions, one more win. So they're the last team in right now. They're the 7th seed. The Browns out of the playoffs, but Shedeur has been a big topic, obviously. People wanting to see. He's finally getting his chance to play. So people want to see what he's going to do if the coach doesn't get in the way. I mean, Stefanski just hasn't been that great in terms of putting Shedeur in positions to win. But hopefully he'll get out of the way, or maybe they'll bring a new coach in. But that game right there is going to have some eyes on it. Chicago right now favored by 7.5. I don't know. I mean, Chicago is a good team, but they haven't been playing up to their best level here in the last couple of weeks, seeing how they, seeing where they're sitting. Because them and Green Bay have been going back and forth, and Chicago had the lead in that. But, now you see that Chicago is down and Green Bay is sitting in that 2 seed. Ravens and Bengals, still a lot riding on this game because both teams are still technically in it, just because right now leading their division is the Steelers, only with 7 wins. So you got the Ravens, they got 6 wins. They're 1 game behind the Steelers. And then you have the Bengals. They only have 4 wins right now, but they're still technically not out of it because we have, including this week, 4 games left in the season. Am I looking at the wrong chat? Hold on, y'all. No wonder I'm not seeing everybody. Let me get over to the right chat here. Or that's what it is. Some of y'all showing up in the vertical and other y'all are showing up in the horizontal. We got 2 streams going right now. Let me make sure I'm speaking to everybody. Anthony Stout, you said you're at the Vikings game tonight. That's what's up. You gonna be at the Vikings game? That's what's up. In Dallas. Cowboys need it. I don't know if you're a fan of either one of those teams, but the Cowboys need this game from the Vikings, Anthony. So that's what's up that you're going to be there. Shout out to Triple S over there in the vertical. Double tap that screen if y'all want to like the video. Make sure you don't forget to like the video. CKJ, the Literator, what's up with you, brother? Oh, let me make sure I drop the link, too. This is an open panel. We here to have conversation about, football, and you can rep your team, whatever it is you want to do. Let me make sure I drop the link and get that pinned. So if you want to hit the link, it's open. It's welcome. We're open to conversation because I'm not the expert on all of this. I just view things from my perspective and like to give my opinion. Shout out to Cheryl Hodges in the building. Good to see you. So still looking back at the slate, like I said, Baltimore, Cincinnati, a lot riding on that game. Both teams still in playoff contention in that AFC North. Yeah. Both teams still in playoff contention. It's just not looking good for that division right now. I mean, I don't think anybody expected Baltimore to be as bad as they've been looking. I didn't expect much out of the Steelers just because I don't have any faith in Aaron Rodgers. Cincinnati, the Joe Burrow injury, of course, changed things with that. They needed that win last week, really, but hey, they still in it because the teams that are in their division that's ahead of them aren't doing what they need to do to put it away. So, a lot riding on that game. Cardinals and Texans. Texans still have a chance. Texans are in it right now, actually. Cardinals are out. Texans are the 7th seed in the AFC right now. They've been playing really good, and they actually have a chance at winning that division. Right now, they're only 1 game behind in the AFC South, behind Jacksonville. Jacksonville's 9-4. The Texans are 8-5, and the Texans have been playing really good lately. So that game has for the Texans, it has a lot riding on it. The Cardinals, they're out of it. They've punted on the season. Kyler Murray, I don't think he's coming back there. But that's good for them, actually, because I just don't have faith in Kyler Murray anymore. So Texans should get that win. I don't know about the line, but they should get that win pretty easily, actually, I think. Bills at the Patriots. Now, this is a huge game. And that's why this game is on the thumbnail, actually. That's why this is one of the games on the thumbnail. I don't know if you looked at the thumbnail. I put 4 games on the thumbnail. You saw we already talked about Baltimore, Cincinnati. Both those teams are still in it for their division. That's the only way either one of those teams are going to get into the playoffs is to win the division. You have this game here, Buffalo and New England. Buffalo, New England is a huge game. Right now, New England is basically tied for the best record in the NFL at 11-2. They're just slightly behind the Broncos. That's probably got something to do with head-to-head matchups or something like that. But 11-2, New England, Drake May and them boys. They, Mike Vrabel got them boys playing. Josh McDaniels, it's like basically the whole Belichick crew without Belichick there. The whole crew that Belichick built under his, years of coaching, whether they were players and then became coaches and stuff like that. It's the whole Belichick crew without Belichick there. And they got the thing ticking again. The Bills, 9-4, they're 2 games behind the Patriots. So they really need this win, this head-to-head win. And then, they need some other things to happen. Let's see, have they already played each other once this season? Yeah, so this is their last time playing against each other. So the Bills need this one just for that head-to-head, to make things, better for them in the division if they're trying to win a division. I mean, they're still in the playoffs right now. Right now, they're sitting at the 6th seed. I think they're pretty secure to make it into the playoffs unless they just tank the rest of the season. They should be pretty secure to make it into the playoffs. But they want that division. They don't want to have to go to New England. This game right here, they're going to New England, so we'll see what happens. The Bills are actually favored by 1.5 at New England. That's surprising to me. I would take New England in the 1.5 points in this game myself. I would bet on New England in this game, and you're getting plus 1.5. Yeah, I like New England in this game. Buffalo needs it more, though, so Buffalo might play a little bit better just because they need it more. And you got New England on a 10-win streak. Now, I don't know if any of y'all listen to or watch Gridiron, with Aqib Talib, Skip Bayless and them. But one thing Aqib talks about a lot is not liking the team going into the playoffs on a big win streak. And right now you got the Broncos and the Patriots both on 10-win streaks. And, if you subscribe to what Aqib is saying, you would want them to lose a game, say right around now, and then ramp up going into the playoffs. So, you can be going into the playoffs on a win, but you don't want to be going in on a 10-win streak, a 14-win streak. You ain't lost a game since like week 2, something like that. You don't want to go into the playoffs like that. That's what I believe Aqib is saying. Arabia Barbosa, good morning to you. Hopefully all is well. So yeah, I can understand what Aqib is saying with that in terms of going into the playoffs on a long win streak like that. Both these teams, the Patriots and the Broncos, are both on 10-win streaks. So we're getting around the time where it's time for them to drop a game based on that logic, and then they can win 1 or 2 going into the playoffs, be ramped up and everything. But Bills Patriots, lots of eyes on that game today. So you got a couple of games in this 1 o'clock slate that there's going to be a lot of eyes on. Ravens Bengals, definitely a lot of eyes on it. Bears and Browns, a lot of eyes on it because of the Shedeur factor and because the Bears have slid a little bit in their positioning. And then Bills and Patriots, again, tons of eyes on that game. Jets and Jaguars, not so many people looking at that other than the fact that the Jaguars are right now winning their division and they are only 1 game up on Houston. So Houston is expected to beat the Cardinals. The Jaguars are expected to beat the Jets. Now, it is a division game for the Jaguars and the Jets, not a division game for the Texans and the Cardinals. So if you believe that division games are a little bit harder to win sometimes because y'all see each other twice a year every year, then that Jaguars line of 11.5 might be a little steep, but the Jets are not really that good this year. I even have Breece Hall, their running back, on one of my fantasy teams, and I haven't played him in probably 4 weeks. So the Jets are just not performing on either side of the ball. Jaguars should win that game, but if the Jaguars or Texans, either one of them, drop this game, it's going to shake up the playoff implications. So they both need these wins. They both should get these wins. As you see, their lines are pretty heavy on these games. So they'll be watching each other in those games. But other than them watching each other, nobody else is really going to care about that Cardinals, Texans, or Jets, Jaguars game. Chargers and Chiefs. Chargers are right now sitting at the first wild card spot at 9-4 behind the Broncos. Of course, the Broncos 11-2 leading that division. You're right, Arabia. The Patriots have been weak for a long. I mean, the Jets have been weak for a long time. You're absolutely right. The Jets have been trash basically our lifetime. I mean, they had a little bit of a spark there for like a couple of seasons, but I mean, I could think about so many of the Jets quarterbacks, back Chad Pennington, even. You know, they've had high hopes. They've drafted a lot of quarterbacks. The Jets, the Browns, and the Raiders have really done a disservice to a lot of quarterbacks over the years. If you think about it, the Jets, the Browns, and the Raiders have had number one draft picks and had, you know, really high 1, 2, 3 draft picks and have drafted quarterbacks for pretty much the last 30, 40 years. And it hasn't shown up to be much of anything. For any of the quarterbacks they've drafted, they have not been able to develop anything. That's what I'm saying, Arabia. Since the 80s for the Jets. I'm 46, you know. I was born in the end of the 70s. I'm an 80s baby. And the Jets have been trash my entire lifetime. My entire lifetime, the Jets have been trash. So, I mean, and the Raiders, yeah, they had their spark years and stuff, but it wasn't necessarily because they developed a quarterback. You know, if we think about the quarterbacks in the Raiders wins, they haven't been these great, you know, top prospect quarterbacks. And in the Browns, we know they're running joke with them. I mean, there's somebody, I don't even know if they're doing it anymore because it got so ridiculous. Y'all remember that person who had the Browns jersey and it had the names of all of the quarterbacks on it? Like for all of the years that they've had all of these quarterback first picks and none of them basically turned out to be much of anything because of the way that the Browns do them. All right, yeah, hold on. I found a picture of it right here. Because I don't know if it's the same guy doing it or multiple. All right, this one right here actually looks up to date. Let's look at this one right here. Hold on, let me share the screen, y'all. Let me share this screen. Y'all remember this here? This one is more up to date. I don't even know what that flag is. I don't even know what that means. But this one is up to date. They don't even have whatchamacallit on here yet. Shador. They got everybody on here, but Shador, yeah, they got everybody on here except for Shador. These are all the Browns quarterbacks they've had. Tim Couch, Detmer, Wynn. I don't even remember who Wynn is. Peterson, I don't remember. I remember Holcomb. I think that's Jeff Garcia, Luke McCown, Trent Dilfer. I don't know who Fry is. There's a bunch of Andersons. Dorsey, Quinn, Gradkowski, McCoy, Jake Delhomme, Wallace. I don't know which Wallace. Brandon Whedon. Lewis, Campbell, is that Campbell that used to play for Washington? Hoyer, Johnny Manziel, who was Shaw? Josh McCown, who was Davis? RG3 played there. Cody Kessler, shout out to Cody on the gridiron. Who is Kaiser? I don't even know some of these people. Hogan, Taylor, Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, Mullins, Jacoby Brissett. Who is supposed to be the flag? I don't know who some of these people are. DTR. I can't remember who DTR is either. Walker, Joe Flacco, Driscoll, Jameis Winston, Bailey Zappi, Dylan Gabriel. You got to throw Shador on there. Browns quarterbacks and still haven't won anything. So, I mean, there's just those teams that Jets, Browns, Raiders, there may be others I'm missing, but they will do something dirty to a quarterback, essentially. They will do something dirty to a quarterback. All right, so let's see here. Any more 1 o'clock games? Like I said, Chiefs, Chargers. Chiefs are still in it. Technically, they're not fully eliminated at 6-7. Chargers are 9-4 because the Texans are 8-5, and there's 4 weeks left. There's still teams that can still get into those last wild card slots. If the Bills win today, if the Chargers win today, that will eliminate a lot of teams trying to get the 10 wins, especially if those teams don't win. Because you got a lot of teams down here sitting at 6-7. You got the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Dolphins sitting at 6-7. Well, we got 4 weeks left in the season, so they need to win out basically to get the 10 wins. And they got a bunch of teams sitting in front of them with 9 wins. So that's how these teams are looking at this. I think after this week, you're going to see a lot more teams eliminated. Cincinnati, they got to win out. and they need other people to lose. Cincinnati may end up getting eliminated after this week. And then again, depending on what happens with Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, if any of them lose, they'll probably be eliminated this week as well on the AFC side. All right, moving to the 4 o'clock games. You got the Colts and Phillip Rivers. JT Moneyman 410, what's good? The Colts and Phillip Rivers, y'all. Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers might be 2 years younger than me. What the hell is Phillip Rivers doing back in the NFL? I mean, I wish the best for him. I'm not saying he's going to play bad or anything. He's starting today, y'all, too. Phillip Rivers is starting today for the Colts. It better be a heavy handoff game to Jonathan Taylor. That's all I got to say. Because the Seahawks definitely in playoff contention right now. They're the first wild card seed. And you got the Seahawks and the Rams both sitting at 10-3 in the NFC West, with the 49ers sitting at 9-4. So you got all three of those teams looking to get into the playoffs. All three of them are sitting in playoff position right now. But if any one of them drops a game, it totally shifts who's going to be the division winner and then which wild card seed the other ones are going to fall into. All three of them more than likely will make the playoffs, but what their seeding will be still to be determined. Seahawks and 49ers play against each other right at the end of the season. So that game itself might be for the division, or it may be determining who's which wild card seed. So yeah, Colts and Seahawks. Seahawks favored big at home, 13.5. Again, Phillip Rivers going to Seattle, coming all out of retirement, basically supposed to be on Hall of Fame ballots. But, you know, they were talking about how you reset his Hall of Fame clock because you got to be out of the league, I think, 5 years before you're eligible to go on the ballot. So he's resetting his Hall of Fame clock. And, I mean, I don't know what he expects to happen, but unless he's able to come out and play some kind of like Tom Brady-esque at the age, he's only going to diminish his legacy. My opinion. You know, I'm not a Hall of Fame voter, obviously, so I don't get say-so in that. But this decision, unless he's going to come out there and play like some kind of Tom Brady-esque, yeah, it's going to be just diminishing to his legacy. Coming to this team thinking that he can jump on this team and, you know, carry him, I guess, to the playoffs. And right now, y'all remember just a couple weeks ago, I want to say maybe week 12, we were talking about the Colts being one of the best teams in the league and definitely one of the best teams in the AFC. As of right now, the Colts are sitting outside of the playoffs. They're the first team outside of the playoffs. They're behind Houston. Same record as Houston, but they're behind Houston because of head-to-head matchups. So I don't know what Phillip Rivers is expecting, but unless he's going to turn this Colts season around, because you know they lost Daniel Jones, unless he's going to turn this season around, it's only going to diminish his legacy. But again, that's just my opinion. So a lot riding on that game. Colts need the wins, obviously, to try to get back into the playoffs. Seahawks can't afford to really let any games slip because you got the Niners right on them, and Seahawks are actually trying to see if they can catch up to the Rams and maybe take over first place. You got the Titans at the Niners. The Niners, again, like I said, they're 9-4. They're right now sitting at the second wild card spot, the 6th seed, and they should be able to handle the Titans pretty easily. Titans have not been playing that well this season. They're 2-11, really worst record in the league, tied with the Giants for the worst record in the league. Got the young quarterback. So the 49ers, with all of their injuries and all of that, should be able to handle the Titans. You see they're favored by 12.5. So Seahawks and 49ers. 49ers have a more favorable matchup than the Seahawks, I would say, but both teams should be able to handle these, and they both need to stay in the runnings with what they're trying to accomplish this season. Packers at the Broncos. Huge game. Probably, I don't know if they're going to have Packers, Broncos, or Lions, Rams, the game of the week. But Packers, Broncos should be the game of the week, I believe, in that 425 slot. Both teams obviously in the playoffs. Broncos, best record in the league. Packers are the number 2 seed in the NFC. So you got the number 1 seed in the AFC going up against the number 2 seed in the NFC. Both these teams would like to think that this may be a Super Bowl preview. I don't see it that way, but both these teams, because of where they're positioned right now, would like to think that this may be a Super Bowl preview. The Packers have to go to the Broncos, and the Packers are favored on the road by 2.5. Now, again, this may have something to do with those win streaks we were talking about. The Broncos are on a 10-game win streak. Maybe they look to drop one right here. It's not a conference matchup, so it's not, where they'd be losing an AFC game or anything like that. So they could afford to maybe rest some players for this game, take the L, and then basically ramp up to win the next 3. Let's see who the Broncos have on their schedule for the rest of the season after this game. Yeah, ramp up to win the next 3 and go into the playoffs. So the Broncos have the Packers this week. They have the Jaguars at home next week. They go to the Chiefs, who will probably already be eliminated from the playoffs by then. And then they play at home against the Chargers. So that's how they would really want to, if they don't want to go through this season on a 14 or end the season on a 14-game win streak, this would be the game to drop against the Packers and then win the last 3 games against AFC opponents. One of them or 2 of them who are playoff candidates, the Jaguars and the Chargers, and the Chargers are also in their division. So they would definitely want to get that game, against a team who is in their division. So, yeah, this would definitely be the game for the Broncos to drop if they did believe in the whole notion of not wanting to go into the playoffs on a 14-game win streak. Steelers play Monday Night Arabia. What's happening with them? I can't really tell you. Again, I don't have any faith in Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers in that Monday night game, they're at home. They're favored against the Dolphins by 3.5. I understand why they're favored at home against the Dolphins by 3.5, but heck, the Dolphins might win that game. The way the Steelers have been playing, the Dolphins might actually win that game. So, and the Dolphins are not completely out of playoff contention. If they win this game, them and the Steelers would actually have a tie record at 7-7. Depending on what Baltimore did, the Dolphins could be right back in playoff contention. So I don't have any faith in the Steelers. I love Mike Tomlin as a coach and all that, but I have no faith in Aaron Rodgers being able to lead that team to anything, worthwhile. Even if they were to make the playoffs, I think they get smacked in the first round. Whoever they played against, I think they get smacked in the first round at home. If the Steelers got a home playoff game, I think the Chargers, the Bills, or the Texans will go to Buffalo and smack them in Pittsburgh. Right now, they will be playing against the Chargers in Pittsburgh, and they would get smacked upside the head by the Chargers. I believe that. So, going back to today's 4 o'clock games, Panthers at the Saints. This game, again, is another game that has big playoff contention in it because we saw the Bucs lose that game on Thursday night. So, with the Bucs losing that game Thursday night, they went from being their division leader to out of the playoffs. The Bucs were going to be the 4 seed before they lost that game. They lost that game. Now they're sitting out of the playoffs behind the Lions. They don't have a chance for a wild card, really, so they have to try to get back in contention with the Panthers. Now, both those teams play against each other twice before this season is over. I don't know why the schedule makers did it like that, but the Panthers and the Bucs have not played against each other yet this season. They've played the other teams in their divisions twice, but they have not played against each other yet. I need the schedule makers to do better. I mean, let these teams play against each other earlier in the season. Let them play against each other late in the season. You can have them both towards the middle of the season, but to not have them play against each other all season and then play twice in like 3 weeks, what are you doing? What are you doing, schedule makers? I don't get that. But so Panthers, they need this game. New Orleans, I think, did New Orleans beat the Bucs last week? New Orleans did something last week. I want to say that had some implications. But the Panthers definitely need this game to stay on pace. Yeah, New Orleans beat the Bucs last week. So the Bucs have dropped 2 in a row against division opponents at that. And so that's another problem for the Bucs is that the Panthers have the better division record. So whenever it comes down to it, if they ran into a tie, the Panthers would actually win the division because the Bucks have been dropping all these division games. The Panthers have been actually winning their division games. So the Panthers right now favored by 2.5 over the Saints in New Orleans. They've been playing pretty okay, are better here later in the season. New Orleans not really in anything. They're definitely out of playoff contention with only 3 wins. So they're just looking to play spoilers here lately. You know, really the only thing they're doing is looking to play spoilers against some of their division opponents. And the Panthers better not go down there and get tripped up because you just saw them beat the Bucks last week. The Bucks have been sliding lately. So the playoffs are the Panthers to lose, basically. Right now they're sitting in playoff contention. All they got to do is keep winning their games and they will win. Lions and Rams. Another big playoff game. Rams sitting at the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Lions are right now sitting outside of the playoffs because of their situation with Green Bay. They're 1 game behind the Bears as far as wild card is concerned. Bears are 9-4. Lions are 8-5. Green Bay is 9-3-1. Now the Lions were, you know, up there leading the division at one point, and then they were definitely in some of the wild card contention talk. So they got some work to do. They definitely have some work to do. They need this game. If the Lions drop this game, put them at 8-6. Depending on what the Bears and Green Bay do, you know, Green Bay is going to be a little harder because they have that tie, so they're going to be a little harder for the Lions to catch. The Bears just keep handling business, and the Lions are going to be in trouble. Rams, right now, they only have 1 win streak. There's no teams in the NFC other than the Packers. Packers have 4 win streak, but there's no teams with a whole bunch of win streak going on. So that's not the same issue in the NFC like it is in the AFC. I would bet on the Rams. I don't know about laying 5.5. Both teams really need the game. The Rams can't afford to lose any games either because the Seahawks and the Rams have the same record. Seahawks have an easier matchup this week. 49ers are sitting right behind them as well. If the Rams go to 10-4, the 49ers win their game this week and go to 10-4, 49ers will jump the Rams because the 49ers have beat their division pretty good this year. They have a better division record than the rest of their teams. Sunday Night Football, the game that who was it that was saying they were going to be there? Anthony Stout. Anthony Stout said he's going to be at this game. Vikings at the Cowboys. Cowboys, they just need to win. They just need to keep winning. Cowboys keep winning, and depending on what the Eagles do, the Cowboys can technically catch the Eagles. They're only 2 games behind them, and then they have that tie, so that makes their record look a little bit better than having a loss. Eagles have 5 losses. Cowboys have 6 losses, right? But Cowboys have that tie. So if the Eagles were to get to 7 losses, Cowboys would actually win that division. But Cowboys just need to keep winning. That's all they can do for themselves is keep winning. And if they keep stacking up the wins, that's their best chance to, you know, have a shot. I don't see them making it to the wild card, so they need to let's keep playing like they need to have the matchup with the Eagles. We talked about the Dolphins and Steelers a little bit, so let's move into looking at some of the standings so y'all can see what I was talking about, right? So, looking at the AFC side first, we got the AFC East. You see the Patriots sitting at 11-2, Bills sitting at 9-4, and Dolphins actually are not out of everything yet as far as the wild card stuff is concerned on the AFC side at their 6-7 record. They still have the opportunity to get to 10 wins and potentially slide into one of those AFC wild card spots. AFC North, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. Cleveland is out of it, but even at 4-9, the Bengals are still in it because you see the Steelers only have 7 wins. Most of the rest of the divisions, the division leader is at least 9 wins. Some have 10 and 11. Steelers have 7. So nobody's running away with this. Baltimore 6-7. Bengals 4-9. All of them are still in it. I don't have any faith in Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers. Steelers are 3-1 in the division. So are the Bengals, interestingly. 2-2 for Baltimore. AFC South. Really tight race right now between the Jaguars and the Texans. I think the Colts are sliding because of course, the injury to Daniel Jones. They just brought in Phillip Rivers. Colts were leading this division with the, whole Jonathan Taylor and all of that stuff, but that's all slowed down here. Jaguars playing pretty good. They just need to keep winning and they'll control their own destiny and make it into the playoffs. And the Texans, they're playing really good right now as well. They're sitting in a wild card spot, so they just keep winning. They can also get into the playoffs. Broncos holding the best record in the league right now at 11-2. You see they're on that 10-game win streak. They're 3-1 in their division. The Chargers are actually 4-0 in that division. The Broncos and Chargers have to play against each other again. I think it might be the last game of the season. So we're talking about the Broncos potentially losing this game this week, right? They're not favored. And we talked about them not wanting to go into the playoffs on a win streak. However, if the Chargers keep winning and the Broncos lose this week, that'll put the Broncos 11-3, Chargers 10-4, right? Well, they play against each other. And the Chargers right now have a better division record than the Broncos. That would give the Broncos at least 2 division losses. And right now the Chargers have 0 if the Broncos and Chargers played each other and the Chargers won that game. So Broncos don't have it sewn up yet as far as winning the AFC West. Chiefs are still hanging on as far as wild card stuff is concerned, but they're not a concern for winning the AFC West. Not enough games left in the season. So, the Chargers and the Broncos, that is definitely going to be a race to keep an eye on going down through these last few weeks because they do still have to play against each other again. And the Chargers currently have a better division record than the Broncos. Moving on to the NFC. NFC East, that's, again, kind of a mess. The Eagles are not trying to run away with it. They only have 8 wins. Like I said, most of the teams winning divisions are at 9-10 wins right now already this far into the season. But the Eagles already have 5 losses. Cowboys are just sitting right behind them with only 1 more loss. That tie that Cowboys had with the Packers early in the season, I think is really going to come into play when it comes to deciding which team makes it into the playoffs and which doesn't. Possibly in the NFC East. I mean, I think the Packers are probably going to be okay to get into the playoffs no matter what. They're already sitting at 9 wins, as you see down there. But the Cowboys, they, kind of let their season slip away. Lost games they didn't have any business losing. Their defense wasn't playing up to par. Their offense has been playing pretty good most of the year. But their defense not playing up to par, so they let a whole bunch of games get away they didn't have any business losing. And that tie, it may come into play. NFC North, right now the Packers, because they have 1 less loss with that tie, they are sitting ahead of the Bears. And right behind them, the Lions. I mean, they're only 1 more game behind. So 4 games left in the season, a lot to happen in the NFC North. Those teams might continue to shuffle around. Green Bay's projected to win at Denver, but they might not. If Green Bay gets that 4th loss on there and the Bears win, that's going to change things up again. The Bears will go to 10-4. Green Bay would go to 9-4-1, and they would slide back down to that 2nd seed in the NFC North and back down into the wild card positions when it comes to the playoffs. NFC South. Panthers and Bucks can't decide which team wants to win the division. You got the Bucks that have been going on a losing streak here lately. They've definitely lost the last 2 in the division to the Saints and the Falcons. You got the Panthers who have been winning a little bit better here lately. Panthers have a 2-1 division record. Bucks are 2-2. So everybody's about even in the division there. Yeah, 7 wins. Neither one of those teams are really trying to run away with it or show that they want to win this division. So we're just going to see if Baker can turn on that magic. Are the Panthers going to keep playing how they've been playing these last couple weeks? What's going to happen there? NFC West. This is probably the tightest division in all of football this season in terms of teams that are winning. Mrs. Baker, good morning to you. As far as like when you look at the up here, the NFC North, yeah, these teams are winning too, but they're a little bit behind when it comes to the NFC West. And then when you look at the AFC side, these teams there, I mean, again, they're a little bit behind. Looking at the NFC West, you got pretty much all those teams with 10 wins, other than the Cardinals. But, I mean, the 49ers, they're right behind. They'll probably get their 10th win today, or they're at least projected to get their 10th win today. So you're about to have, with 3 weeks left in the season, 3 teams in the same division with 10-plus wins. So very competitive division. 49ers and Seahawks have to play against each other again. If you look at the division records in the NFC West, it might be a problem for some of those teams because the 49ers, when they started the season, they played against all of the teams in their division and they beat all three of them. So 49ers started the season 3-0 in the division. As you see right now, they're 4-1. They still have to play against the Seahawks again. They can get to 5-1 in the division potentially, and that might have something to do with who is going to be the number one seed in the NFC or who's going to be the number one seed in the NFC West and which other two teams have to go on the road and play those wild card round playoff games. So, I mean, there's a lot that can happen here in this NFC West. It could determine a bye week, whether or not any of these teams get a bye week, and whether or not you have to go on the road to play your first week playoff game. So shout out to the NFC West for really, playing strong this season. I mean, the 49ers, they have had so many injuries, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but have still been able to make things happen. So shout out to those teams. If we look at the playoff picture as of right now, if the playoffs were to start today and based on the current seedings and, where people are, as you see on the left side is the AFC, the right side is the NFC. So you got the Broncos number 1 seed, Patriots number 2, Jaguars number 3, Steelers number 4, Chargers, Bills, and Texans would round out your wild card teams. And you see the probabilities of if they can make the playoffs based on if they win or lose these games that are coming up this week. You got some teams on the bubble in the AFC who still have the opportunity to make the playoffs. Colts, Ravens, Chiefs, Dolphins, and Bengals. And then your eliminated teams, Jets, Browns, Raiders, and Titans. And then looking on the NFC side, again, starting at the top, Rams number 1 seed, followed by the Packers, Eagles, and Panthers. Those are your division leaders right now. Looking at the wild cards, you got the Seahawks, 49ers, and the Bears. And then on the bubble, you got the Lions, Bucks, Cowboys, and Vikings. And then out of the playoffs completely right now, Falcons, Cardinals, Saints, Commanders, and the Giants. So the playoff picture is definitely starting to shape up. It's going to shape up a whole lot more after this week. You're going to see more teams eliminated, and you're probably going to see some shuffling of these teams that we have in the positions that they are now because nothing is really solidified yet. I don't think there's one of these teams that has their position solidified. No. Not one of these teams has their position solidified yet, that they're already locked in to be the division winner. Some of them are pretty locked in to get a playoff, to make the playoffs, like the Broncos and the Patriots. They're 11-2. Even if they lost all the rest of their games, they would probably still make it into the playoffs. But on the NFC side, you see not as many teams have that high of a probability because they haven't got to those 11 wins yet, and there's still 4 games left in the season. So at 11 wins, you're in only 4 games left in the season. Both of them are looking pretty good. Jaguars are looking pretty good just because their division is not looking good overall. The teams that are chasing them. Yeah, so a lot to happen. A lot to happen, y'all. Nobody wants to hit the link. We're going to make this a short one because I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. I mean, we talked about the games. We talked about the playoff picture. Yeah, so if nobody going to hit the link, we're going to make this a short one. Let me show y'all something really quickly because I know that there's a few of my listeners, supporters out there who are merchandise fans, who are Cowboys fans. Mojo, good morning to you. I appreciate you passing through and hitting that like button. Thank you so much. If you got any Cowboys fans out there, and again, this is fans of any team. This just happens to be what was ordered. Y'all know that. Dead Black salute. Shout out to all the merchandise makers in the sector. Shout out to Sis. Shout out to anybody out there who's making merchandise. Iceberg makes merchandise as well. Let me stop sharing the screen and make myself full screen. Yeah, Iceberg makes merchandise as well. I don't advertise as much. I probably should, but yeah, I make custom merchandise. I have other stuff as well, So if you got any Cowboys fans out there, I had a Cowboy fan or a family member of a Cowboy fan, looking for some gifts and things like that. So they wanted something made. So for your Cowboys fans, if you are a woman or you know a woman who likes the Cowboys, this is one of the designs that they like. This girl loves Cowboys, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's it's got like a shimmer to it. You probably can't tell in the camera, but it has almost like a glitter shimmer to it, right? So it's for the ladies. You know, we got it on the gray shirt. We got it on the blue shirt as well. And we can customize them however you want. We can add things to them. Like these are just, you know, the base of it. But I'm going to be actually, so I made the t-shirts because the person asked for the design and I needed to see what it's going to look like and all that. And I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans out there. So again, you can purchase these designs as well. You can send your own design. You can customize your own design and we can get it done for you. But so I know they're going to want it on a sweatshirt or a hoodie or something like that, right? So I got it on a sweatshirt, and then what I'm going to do is put something on the sleeve, like put their name on the sleeve or something like that, you know, whatever it is they want to customize it to them. So for the sweatshirts and the hoodies and stuff like that, things that we have longer sleeves, we can customize it how you want. We can put your name on the sleeve. Like I said, we got the hoodies. That's the gray hoodie right there. We got the blue hoodie too. You know, so we got all of the different things that you want, whatever it is you're looking for. All you got to do is reach out. Let me know what it is you're looking for. Like I said, these have it's made for women, obviously, so it has a kind of like a glitter shimmer to it. You probably can't see it as well in the camera right now, but in person you would see this is like all glittery and sparkly and stuff. Y'all know how women love it. Yeah, I know Lovelace would like it. I thought she was going to come in. I was actually waiting. I had them right here, waiting for Lovelace or I think Just Jay might be a Cowboys fan. I was waiting for one of the people that I know is a Cowboys fan to come in and show it to them because the Cowboys is the one that I've made so far. But we could do it for any team. I mean, and it doesn't have to be, of course, the same type of design because this is just the design they picked. Whenever the person reached out to me saying that they were looking for some ideas for designs for some ladies in their lives, you know, a daughter and a lady in their life that, you know, are Cowboys fans, I basically just went online looking for some designs. I found some, I sent them to him. He was like, yeah, I like that one right there, you know, and can we do something on the sleeve, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, got you, boom. You know, just she likes sparkles and stuff. Yeah, she love all that sparkly stuff. All right, boom, I'm going to put it in the glittery colors then so everything is like shining and sparkling and popping because y'all ladies know whenever y'all wear y'all's team gear, especially Cowboys fans, y'all want to be noticed. Cowboys fans don't wear gear to be all quiet and not noticed. Y'all want that stuff to be blinging. Y'all want it to be big and noticeable and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make these things sparkling and all types of stuff like that. So when the sun's shining on you and the light shining on you, it's going to be grabbing their attention. They're going to be like, ooh, she over there sparkling. Ooh, that's a Cowboy shirt. I'll get one of those. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, reach out. And like I said, it ain't got to be Cowboys because I don't fuck with the Cowboys. Y'all see my team right here. I'm a Niners fan. But business is business. I don't care who you a fan of. I will make any design you want. It ain't even got to be about sports and teams. It can be anything. It can be anything in the world. We can get it done for you. So just a little plug. It's a little plug. IcebergThoughts.shop. Y'all make sure y'all reach out and y'all can catch me in the email if you have something custom that you want to, you know, get made, if you want to discuss ideas, if you want to send me some designs and say, can you do this and this and this with it and change it up like this or whatever, you know, we can discuss all of that stuff. It can get as basic or as custom as you want. You can find designs online that you like, and you said fishing in the winter, the Cowboys could use nice warm hoodie. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, we got you covered. Only thing I need to know is what design you like and what size and color to get you. That's all I need to know is the design you like and what size and color. And boom, we good. You know, any customizations you want to do, all of that. Yeah, it's as custom as you like it to be. Period. You know, the hoodie I'm wearing, yeah, I made it. You know, that's just my logo, obviously, though. Shout out to Wifey over here. She bringing me some other stuff. You know, we got other custom designs, and stop playing with the new me like the old me ain't still in me. You know what I'm saying? We got whatever it is that you're looking for. You know, if you have somebody that's going to be graduating from something, you know, I know we're in a season of graduation, college graduations and stuff like that. You know, we can make you, this is a zip hoodie here. You know, we put the satin in the hood for you to protect your hair if that's something you're interested in. We do all of that. So this is a gray hoodie. We put satin in the hood. You chose the color that matches, you know, what we're doing. We got Air Force logo on it, you know. We can do it as custom as you want. We can put stuff all up and down the sleeves, whatever. So if you have any design that you are interested in seeing on a shirt, a bag, or a monarch, woo! Good morning to you. Salute. Yeah, you know, whatever, you know. Plant lady. My wife, she's a plant lady. So I found some designs that are about plant ladies. And, you know, she's like, just one more. Just give me one more plant. And as you can see, this is a regular t-shirt, right? But then, y'all ladies, as y'all like to do, customize things, what does she do? She cut the neck out of it. She cut the neckline out of the t-shirt. So now it wears like one of those shoulder shirts like y'all ladies wear. Where it's kind of, you know, showing off some of your shoulder or maybe hanging halfway off your shoulder or whatever. You know, all she did was cut the neck out of it. You can cut the sleeves off or cut them up or do whatever it is you need to customize the shirt. You can make it a crop top, or we can get you crop tops as well. You can, if you need to show off that midriff, you know, whatever it is you need to do. You got some logos, you know, we can put it on, like I said, any color shirt you want, any size shirt you want, any design you want. We just need to know what it is that you like, what you need, what you want done. How many you want if you need more than one. Yes, we can do multiples, and we can definitely discuss better rates on, you know, ordering more. If you got an event coming up, whether it's a business event and you want your logo on a bunch of stuff, if you have something you're doing with family and y'all all want to be dressed alike or have a shirt, you know, people that where they're going on vacations, going to amusement parks and stuff, and they all want to have different shirts, but the same, you know, but they all want to look alike. We can do all of that for you. We can do all of that for you. We discuss it totally in a business manner. You know, you'll get a quote, you know, based on whatever it is you discuss you want, and we'll come up with a price that works for you, right? Get the work done, get it shipped to you. Boom, you in business, right? So just like I said, little plug, because we do have a business here. We do look to do business with the people out there, anybody that's needing anything. You know, we're always looking to grow, looking to expand, and looking to help serve the people, you know, as much as we can. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that came through. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. You said bring it more to the center. You can't see it. Which one? Dang, I'm sorry. Which one couldn't you see? I'm not sure which one you couldn't see that you wanted me to bring more to the center. Let me see here. Here's the one that's like about the plants and stuff, you know, and with the neck cut out. Again, we can put words on shirts. We can put designs, whatever. Font, whatever you want. All of the different things that you want, we can do it. The first shirt, Cowboys. Okay, the first Cowboy shirt. I got you. I'm not sure if the first one I showed was the the blue one or the gray one, but here's the blue one. It says, "This girl loves Cowboys." You see it has the star and the heart and all of that stuff. And like I said, all of this is shimmery. It's, you know, kind of like a glittery look. So you're going to be shining, you know, when you're out there in the sun, like you're going to be shining. And here's the gray version of it. There we go. Yeah, there's the gray version. So like I said, it can come in, it can go on anything you want. I just put it on blue and gray because that's kind of the Cowboys colors. But if you want it on pink, we can put it on pink. We can put it on whatever color you want, whatever design you want. You know, all of that stuff is totally flexible. Colors, designs, everything is 100% customizable. So if you have a design you see when you're scrolling on social media, if you just have an idea in mind of a design that you've created on your own, it's all available for you to get put on merchandise, whether it's a shirt, a bag, a sweatshirt, a hoodie, whatever. It's all available. You can't see the whole design. Let me see here. Why can't you see the whole design? Let me see here. Why can't you see the whole design? You can't see the whole design? Let me pull it back. Let me see here. This girl loves Cowboys. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up on the store, and you can reach out to me as well. I can send you probably a picture. Yeah. I got to put it up in the store first though. But yeah, I'll put it up in the store. The store is IcebergThoughts.shop. Let me link the store in the chat as well. Yeah, I'll add them to the store. It's not in there right this second, but I will add it. But yeah, so but again, if you have a design specific that you want to see done or whatever, you can feel free to email me as well, and I can communicate with you about it that way as well. If you want to switch it up as far as the color shirt you want it on, or any of the colors in the design even. Those are the colors that I chose, again, because it was, kind of Cowboys colors with the blue, the white, the gray, those types of things. So those are the colors that I chose. But if you wanted it different colors, totally customizable. If you want it sparkly, it could be sparkly. If you want it not sparkly, it don't have to be. It could be velvety. It could be... there's a whole bunch of different textures that we have out there. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different textures. You have a great Sunday as well, Mojo. I think that's Moni Mo. You have a great Sunday as well. But yeah, any colors, any designs, it's all available. It's all available, So reach out to your boy, IcebergThoughts.shop, thoughtsoficeberg@gmail.com. It's been scrolling. It's definitely in the description. The shop's in the description and my email's in the description. So if there's anything that you're looking to have done, reach out. I do check my email pretty regularly, so I will respond if you are reaching out on some business stuff. So without further ado, if nobody else has anything to say, we're going to get up out of here, y'all. We went an hour, so that's good. That's good. We didn't have anybody join, so conversation didn't go that long, but we did recap what's going on in the season, what's going on this week, and how we're getting into this playoff contention. So, hey, if your team is still in the mix, good luck to them this week. I know my Niners need to keep on winning. If your team is out of it, they need to start looking at what changes they need to make and who they need to bring in to make it better next season, right? There's a couple teams that, they can blame it on injuries, but a lot of them, it's just because they didn't come into the season with the right personnel, the right game plan, whatever it is. For this spot, he said, "Go Colts." What's Phillip Rivers going to do, man? What is Phillip Rivers going to do? I can't see it. I cannot see Phillip Rivers coming in and doing anything. So, I mean, the Colts, it's crazy how much they have fallen off. Yeah, be old and slow. Phillip Rivers going to be old and slow. Yeah, it's crazy how bad the Colts have fallen off. I mean, losing your quarterback, that can definitely do it, for sure. You a Seahawks fan, Dad Blacks? Man, I need the Seahawks to take an L, but that's all right. We'll give the Seahawks an L when we play them at the end of the season. But I think the Seahawks are definitely going to beat the Colts. Yeah, I think they're definitely going to beat the Colts. I think the Colts might be done for this season, real talk. Especially if they're having to resort to Phillip Rivers, I think they're pretty done. That's just the way I see it, though. Phillip Rivers might come out there, like I said, has some Tom Brady in him. But I don't see that happening. So we'll just have to wait and see. And, I mean, we got the Colts next week, my 49ers. So the Colts, Colts got a rough schedule ahead of them, 40. They got the Seahawks this week, and then they got us, the 49ers, next week. With Phillip Rivers, it might be a bad time. They need to keep running the ball. Yeah, that's what the Colts need to do. I don't know what's happened with Jonathan Taylor here lately, because the first half of the season, they were talking about Jonathan Taylor as possibly the MVP, at running back. At running back, they were talking about Jonathan Taylor, looking for the MVP, but he's kind of slowed down. I don't know if it's play calling. Again, losing your quarterback, teams can definitely put a whole lot more focus on Jonathan Taylor, and trying to stop that running game because they know your quarterback ain't there to do anything. So that can definitely have a lot of the impact on it. But it's a rough go for the Colts the rest of the way. It's definitely a rough go for the Colts the rest of the way, and I don't see where the wins are going to come for them. I really don't see where the wins are going to happen. And they need them. I mean, they're sitting on the outside looking in right now, so they kind of need to win out. But there's just not a lot there. Again, we're talking about Phillip Rivers. They got at Seattle versus San Francisco versus Jacksonville versus Houston. All four of those teams are in the playoffs right now. And all four of those teams need to keep winning to stay in the playoffs. Yeah, Colts are toast, bro. The Colts are toast. Seattle to San Francisco. Seattle got 10 wins. San Francisco got 9 wins. Jacksonville got 9 wins. And Houston got, I think, 9 wins. Yeah, the Colts are toast. Houston got 8 wins. But, yeah. The Colts are toast, bro. You right. You right. It's football. Up one week, down the next. You absolutely right. But all of the teams that the Colts have left on their schedule, let me show this. All of the teams that the Colts have left on their schedule are sitting well in playoff contention. Definitely any given Sunday, bro. Definitely any given Sunday. I just don't see Phillip Rivers beating Seattle, San Francisco, Jacksonville, or Houston. That's all I'm saying. But yes, any given Sunday. You say Jones was a fluke anyways? You think Daniel Jones was a fluke, Dead Blacks? Definitely any given Sunday, 40. Because, I mean, I'm talking all this junk. Colts might come out and beat Seattle in Seattle this week, I'm talking all this junk. But just my eye looking at those teams at Seattle versus San Francisco versus Jacksonville at Houston, I definitely do not see the Colts taking any of those games. Because all of those teams are playing pretty good right now. I mean, unless something happens with one of those teams where they lose all of their key pieces in these next couple of weeks, knock on wood, I don't see the Colts winning any of them. Yeah, that Jonathan Taylor running game, I think it did have a lot with making Daniel Jones look as good as he did earlier in the season. Because, again, we were talking, well, not we necessarily, but people in them first, let's say 8 to 10 games of the season, people were talking about Jonathan Taylor in the MVP conversation. They were talking about Dak Prescott. They were talking about Baker early in the season. They were definitely talking about Jonathan Taylor and the way that he was running, how many yards he was putting up. You said maybe Phillip doesn't want to get hit and gets the ball out on time, but they still going to be putting some hits on him. They still going to be hitting him. Like, you get that extra step. He might have got the ball out, but you can still get that hit on him. And I don't know how many hits old man Phillip going to be able to take. Old man Rivers, yeah, I don't know how many hits he going to be able to take. Again, I think Phillip Rivers is like right around my damn age. He was coaching high school football, wasn't he? Wasn't he coaching high school football? Yeah, he's 44. I'm 46. So, yeah, I don't see it, bruh. I mean, more power to him. More power to him. Get that money, but again, unless he's going to come out here with some of that Tom Brady magic at that age, and Tom Brady played all the way through. He didn't take off 5 years and then decide to come back 15, 20 pounds heavier. Right. Cornbread fed too. He corn fed, right. But he is bigger now, less in shape, obviously, because he's 44. He was, barely 40 or not even 40, I don't think, when he stopped playing. Now he's 44, coming back 25 pounds heavier, starting immediately on a team that he wasn't even on 7 days ago. And now he's starting this week? I mean, I believe Phillip Rivers is very smart. He's obviously played NFL quarterback for a lot of seasons, so he can pick up very quickly and easily, and he was still coaching high school football. So he can pick up very quickly and easily the schemes of some of the simple things that they run, the language, the terminology, that stuff. That'll be easy for him to pick up. But when he gets out there and he's got these 24-year-olds rushing at him and he's 44, it's going to look a whole lot different when he's standing back there in that pocket. And they going to hit him a couple times. And you see how Aaron Rodgers be looking, especially early in the season when he was getting hit, how he be getting all mad and stuff. Yeah. Run pass option. So they have to change the plays. We'll see. We'll see. I think Phillip Rivers going to get cracked a couple of times, and he going to regret this damn decision, because I think the Colts going to take the loss at Seattle. I think they're going to get beat very badly. I think Phillip Rivers is going to look bad because it's his first week and he's old, playing against a good defense. And I think this whole experiment is only going to diminish his legacy. He'll still make the Hall of Fame, based on, they put all of the quarterbacks in the Hall of Fame. And I'm not hating on Phillip Rivers. I actually liked him as a quarterback. So he'll still make the Hall of Fame, all of that. But I think that he's definitely going to be diminishing his legacy during these 4 games. And then, he plays these 4 games, resets his Hall of Fame clock, doesn't get any wins. What's that doing for him? You know what I'm saying? So, pass rush is going to be crazy today. They better have a heavy dose of run game and hope that it gets off the ground. Because if they can't get that run game off the ground, and then Seattle goes down there and scores points, and it gets to be 14-0 or something like that, then it's going to have to become a passing game, and they are going to crack Phillip Rivers' head wide open. So the Colts can't get behind, so they better hope that running game works and that Jonathan Taylor is able to gash them for a couple plays, put some points on the board, because if they get behind 2 touchdowns, it's going to be a wrap. It's going to be a wrap if they get behind 2 touchdowns. They have to depend on Phillip Rivers trying to pass the ball, and that's just going to be a bad look all the way around if they get pass happy. So, I say good luck with that Phillip Rivers experiment. It's probably not going to work out very good. It's going to be a waste of y'all's time and money, and it's just going to get him hurt. Yeah, I can't wait to see him scramble. That first time that protection breaks down and they coming at him from, maybe not blindside, but where he can see it and he has to try to move around, I want to see what it looks like. I want to see what it looks like when the whole play breaks down and he got to step up and see whatever lane it is to try to run and make a couple of yards. I want to see what it looks like. Because, yeah, he might be Josh Allen's size now, but he sure enough does not have Josh Allen athleticism or youth. So, yeah, when the first time he's on the bottom of that pile, and then he has to come out from underneath all of that, I want to see what all of that looks like. On this 44-year-old that just came back into the league, has not been playing in years. When was Phillip Rivers' last season? You said Irsay's daughter was running the team, just like the movie, except for no Willie Beeman. No Willie Beeman coming through to rescue him this time. When did, let me see here. 2020 is when he last played. So we're in 2025. Yeah, that's crazy. He ain't got no business out there. He last played in 2020. 24 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I mean, he played pretty good as far as his quarterback rating and all of that stuff, but that was 5 years ago. That was 5 years ago. Yeah, he ain't got no Willie Beeman. What was the dude before Willie Beeman? Cal Naughton. one that is named the white guy that Willie Beeman came in there and replaced Cal Naughton or something like that. He got more of that going on. He got more of that Cal energy. I think that was his name. The guy that Willie Beeman ended up coming in and replacing. He got more of that energy. Cap Rooney, yeah, he got more of that energy than that Willie Beeman energy. I think that's what he bringing. Him and Aaron Rodgers. I think they both bringing that old man energy. It's going to be a bad look because the Steelers, if the Steelers limp into the playoffs, they're going to get smacked in week 1, but they shouldn't even make the playoffs. But if they do limp in there, they're going to get smacked in week 1. So it's going to be a bad look on all these old man quarterbacks thinking that they can go out there and do what Tom Brady did. And they ain't doing nothing but going out there looking old, disgruntled. Aaron Rodgers, he just looked like mad. Ever since he got kicked out of Green Bay, he just looked mad his whole career. The Jets, that was a waste of time. The Steelers, this is a waste of time. He just looked mad. But hey, bruh, you won 1 Super Bowl way back at the beginning of your fucking career. And ever since, you just been putting up numbers and not winning shit. So, people talk about Aaron Rodgers like he's one of these GOATs and all that, and I just don't see it that way. He got 1 Super Bowl way back at the beginning of his career. Since then, he's just been ornery out here, throwing players under the bus and stuff like that. That's what he's been doing. So I don't value that in a quarterback. I don't see Aaron Rodgers as a leader of the team in the way that championship teams are led. And anytime he comes in anywhere, because of the way that the media has built him up to be this, superstar quarterback and still put him out there that way. Yeah, I know it's Brett Favre's team he took over. Exactly. He took over Brett Favre's team, got 1 Super Bowl, and hasn't done anything since but throw teammates under the bus. Yes, he puts up good numbers. Yeah, all of that stuff. But why do they crown him like he is one of the GOATs? I don't see him as close to one of the GOATs. There's Brady. There's Montana. I don't see Aaron Rodgers anywhere near the GOAT conversation. But they talk about him like he has just been one of the greatest things for the league in all of these years he's been there. And I just don't agree with it, I think he's been a whole lot more detriment than positive. And the results of his teams, just haven't been that great. They lose. Under his leadership, they lose. He throws players under the bus. He throws coaches under the bus. He doesn't take the responsibility on himself. Peyton Manning. I see Peyton as a GOAT, for sure. I see Peyton Manning as one of the GOATs. I see Tom Brady as one of the GOATs. I see Joe Montana as one of the GOATs. I see Dan Marino as one of the GOATs. I'm sure I'm leaving out people. I'm leaving out people for sure. But I don't see Aaron Rodgers as one of the GOATs at all. No, not even close. Not even close for me. He's not even in the discussion for me. But, again, the media loves him. They've loved him his whole career for whatever reason. Yeah, I'll throw Steve Young in there. For sure. I'm a 49ers fan, so I wasn't trying to be biased and put too many Niners quarterbacks in there. But yeah, I obviously see Steve Young as one of the GOATs as well. He changed the game at the time. His style of play and stuff like that. So yeah, I definitely see him as one of the GOATs. I just didn't want to put too many 49ers in there. People think I'm biased in my list. Himmy McFly, yo, salute to you, bro. Yeah, so I don't put Aaron Rodgers in that conversation. That's just me. But again, people are entitled to their opinion. I just don't think that he did enough to be in that conversation as one of the GOATs. Hell, not being a GOAT on the same discussion type of thing, but I think Michael Vick did a whole lot more to change the game than Aaron Rodgers. I think he had a whole lot more impact on the game than Aaron Rodgers. So If we want to talk about things like that, impact on the game and stuff like that, let's go to Michael Vick. Let's talk about people like that. Hell, I put John Elway in there, one of the GOATs, There's a lot of people I put in there, but Aaron Rodgers is not it. Not it for me. Not it. Not at all. Whole lot of putting himself in the spotlight, dating the models and stuff like that, keeping his name in the celebrity news, those types of things. He had a lot of the media building of his career, more so than it being based on the field stuff. Because again, if they compare him to the people who we've considered GOATs all these years, I mean, let's compare it. Now, I ain't talking about statistics. I'm talking about what they've actually done in the game. Like we said, Aaron Rodgers took over Brett Favre's team. Good for you. What else did you do after that? After you didn't have Brett Favre's team, what did you do? Were you able to actually build a team, connect with the people on the team and actually lead that team to victory? Nah. Vic and Peyton are your all-time two favorite quarterbacks. Totally different, totally awesome. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Peyton Manning, I'm definitely a fan of Peyton Manning. I respect the game. So, again, I grew up in the time where Montana and Steve Young were at Aikman. Montana, Steve Young, Aikman, those were the quarterbacks. That's the time that I grew up really honing my football knowledge and stuff like that. Late 80s, early 90s, all of that, right? So coming into the new school of things after those players move out, Peyton, he's definitely one that I gravitated to just because the way he played the game, very cerebral quarterback, So I like the way he played the game. Tom Brady, I'm not a hater, I don't hate. Tom Brady can't take nothing away from him. Can't take nothing away from him. I'm not a hater, so I got respect for it. Michael Vick, everybody, you're just a hater overall if you ain't like Michael Vick, other than, what he did to your team. But as far as overall player and all of that stuff, watching Michael Vick play football is still like something we've never seen. We try to look at Lamar that way, but he's slowed down a little bit. But Michael Vick playing football was something that none of us ever saw before, and really have not saw anybody exactly like that, especially somebody to carry it on the way he did for the length of time that he did. We had Colin Kaepernick out in San Francisco. He got blackballed out of the league, so he didn't get to carry that on for very long. Lamar, what he's doing is not exactly the same like Michael Vick, and his it's just different, it's just different. It's a different feeling. The way Michael Vick did things is just different than Lamar, so I don't see it exactly the same as like the second coming of Michael Vick, so to speak, right? So definitely Michael Vick was one of the favorites. Your old school quarterbacks, Jim Harbaugh, Jeff George, Randall Cunningham. Yeah, salute to all of them, man. Salute to all of them. I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach. He good quarterback back in the day too. King Mafia Anthony, yo, salute to you, bro. Yeah, I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach. I loved him when he coached the 49ers. I rock with him when he coached in Michigan. Salute to him coaching the Chargers now. I love Jim Harbaugh as a coach. I love his style. He has, those guys are ready to play. When he comes out there, they're ready to play. And he seems to be on his player's side against the propaganda. With the Kaepernick stuff and all of that, he seemed to be in the right place on all of that stuff compared to the way the media was treating things. So I got much respect for Jim Harbaugh. I still follow him and, what he's doing. And I wish nothing but success for the teams he's coaching because he has those guys out there ready to play. I love his style. I love his energy. And he hasn't changed. That's one thing I love about him is that he has not changed. They tried to change him, They tried to act like they want to kick him out the NFL. He went to college. What'd he do? Win a national championship. Back in the NFL, what was he doing? Got that team out there ready to go into the playoffs. So shout out to Jim Harbaugh, man, for real. Randall Cunningham, yeah, love him. Warren Moon, back in the day. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of quarterbacks that me personally would put way above Aaron Rodgers on that list of GOATs. Way above him on that list of GOATs. Because we're not just going to look at stats. Stat pad, regular season stats, you know. You threw for this many yards every season. Well, okay, back in the day when Montana and Aikman and even before that, all of those guys played. Vinny Testaverde, Ant said. Yeah, back in the day when all those guys played, football was more of a running game. It was more of a shorter passing game. You know, it wasn't until we got to the Jerry Rices and the Michael Irvins and some of them guys that we started getting into a longer down the field passing game. Guys getting burned on routes and you getting a 50-yard touchdown. You know, yeah, we see that all the time now, breakdowns in the defensive coverage and stuff. But it was a running game back then. That's why we had all of the running backs whose names we could say, you know, name back then. Your Ernest Byners and Eddie George is even newer, but I'm talking about them old school Jim Brown, you know. Who was the quarterback with Jim Brown? Do you know? No, because it was a running game back then. It was running and defense. Running and defense. You put Drew Brees above Aaron. You know what? I do too, Anthony. I put Drew Brees above Aaron Rodgers. Absolutely. I absolutely would. Because Drew Brees was a leader of his team. Aaron Rodgers inherited Brett Favre's team, won the Super Bowl, and ain't do shit else since. Drew Brees, undersized, you know, he was doubted and stuff like that, and went down there and led that team. It wasn't somebody else's team. He was taking over some ready-made team that had just won, you know, recently and stuff like that. No. Yeah. Mike with those deep outs versus guys running slants. Exactly, Dead Blacks. Back in the, you know, the late 80s and early 90s, that's when we started getting them guys running them deep routes. They you know, run and throw their hand up. Randy Moss. We know Randy Moss. Whenever he was playing with Randall Cunningham and them, and you got Randy Moss on one side and Chris Carter on the other side. Randy Moss, if he start that route, he throw that hand up, it's a go. And he gonna burn whoever it is. So, I mean, that stuff happened in that day and age, but before it was the running backs and the defenses and stuff, you know, that was tearing up stuff. So I agree with you. And Drew Brees, I put him above Aaron. There's a lot of people I'll put above Aaron Rodgers. Compared to the way that the media treats him. There's a whole bunch of people. Yeah. Randy Moss be gone. As soon as he start that route, if whoever the corner is that was playing Randy, right? So let's say Randy already had it in his head. This guy been pressing me these last couple plays or whatever. We showed this look and this guy been pressing me. He pressed me this time, I'm going to burn his ass, you know, gone. And I already let the quarterback know. Look, he been pressing me all game, blah, blah, blah. Boom, I'm already burn him. We going to show this same look. He think I'm going to run this same little slant. He just ain't going to jam me with him. Nope, throw that hand up, gone. And he ain't going to catch up. He's not going to catch up. By the time he get there, Randy Moss celebrating in the end zone, you know. So that's the game evolving, you know. Them Michael Irvins, them Jerry Rices, John Taylors, you know, them people. That's when that game was evolving. You know, for sure. All right, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. We went an hour and a half. We covered this slate of games this week. Good luck to everybody who's still in the playoff contention. Good luck to everybody's teams out there. Hopefully my Niners get their win. They should against the Titans. If they lose against the Titans, they deserve this damn L because Titans is one of the worst teams in the league. But yeah, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all's teams. Hopefully everybody comes out with the dub that they need. Unless you a Seahawks or Rams fan, then I need y'all to take them L's. We gonna get up out of here, good people. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Make sure you do something good for yourself and do something good for somebody else. Oh, hold up. We got CKJ. It says your mic or camera is not connected. All right, here you go. We got CKJ in the building. What's going on, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. What's going on, brother? You going in and out. Can't hear anything now if you're saying anything. CKJ having some technical issues, y'all. Not sure what's going on. Salute, Mafia Anthony. Salute, Dead Blacks for this splatter. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me this morning. Yeah, CKJ, I can't hear anything if you're saying anything, bro. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's see if we can get that worked out for a second. If not, we're gonna get out of here. Shout out to Monetized Mafia in the building.
Yo, what up?
What up, bro?
I saw niggas hitting the link. I'm like, fuck it. Might as well catch you before you leave.
Come on up. Shit. We can talk. We can shoot the shit. It don't matter to me.
Shit, I'm just coming in late. I just woke up not too long ago and shit.
That's what's up. You on live today?
Shit, no. I went live last night.
Oh, okay. Okay. I missed
we
it.
did a little John Cena tribute and shit. My nigga
that's what's up
yesterday.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out to John Cena retiring.
We were lit last night.
I meant to catch that replay.
I put that shit on Friday. We
oh, okay.
Turning up.
Gotcha. Oh, y'all was doing that. Okay.
I was playing all the like WWE content and shit. I was putting music, promos, all that.
You did the right thing because that strike the fuck out of you.
I put that bitch right on private.
Yeah, you did the right thing. You did the right thing. You know, WWE, they coming for their stuff. They strike the hell out of you for that.
I wasn't showing it. I was just like, playing the sound and shit.
Right.
Still,
yeah.
You never know.
Oh yeah, you do protect your channel, bro. You doing the right thing. You can have fun
I just
and
wanted
like
to do that last night. Like, damn, I can't do different shit. I like, hell
yeah. Absolutely. You can have fun. Just like you said, protect your channel, throw them on private, or even before you start it, you can make it where it's not even a monetized one. If you know you're going to be doing something like that, you can make it where it's not even monetized off the jump. And they probably won't even look at it that closely.
Got you.
Yeah. But yeah, you're doing the right thing. Keep making that money, bro. Protect your channel. We got Monetized Mafia over here, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all sub up the Ant. He be over there kicking it.
Definitely do.
Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all show up the young mafia out here doing things. We got monetized. He keeping that monetization. Ain't gonna act a fool like some of these people out here that can't ever learn anything.
Some people try like put you in that shit to like the fall. Like, nigga, ain't nobody falling for that. Y'all crazy.
Right. Yeah.
Hello and goodbye.
That's right. Yeah, you done been around too long now. You done seen it. They tried to get you with them tricks before.
I almost fell for that shit yesterday. Then I started seeing what's going on. Like, you gotta take a step back sometimes and like look at that shit from a broader perspective. Like, yo, you people wilding out.
Yeah, they'll come and wild out on you. Hate at the same time.
I was like, damn.
What's up, CKJ? You back in here?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's going on, brother?
What up with you? Happy Sunday.
Dang, it's like he come in, but then he go right out.
You got the Miss Melanie shit.
Oh man, yeah. He can say, "Can you hear me?" And that's it. That's all we ever hear from you, CKJ, is "Can you hear me?" Yeah, we hear you, but then we don't hear nothing else.
Can you hear me now?
He got that. He ain't got the Verizon guy. He got the anti-Verizon guy. Can you hear me now? No.
Are you sure?
So
how you feel about Phillip Rivers coming back?
Man, old man Rivers need to sit his butt down somewhere.
That shit crazy.
Yeah, he been out the league 5 years. He ain't played since 2020, pandemic time, and now he coming back. I think he gonna get beat up.
He gonna get beat up.
I think he gonna get beat up because Seahawks defense is a pretty good defense, and that's who they got today. Yeah, I think he gonna get cracked. I don't want him to get hurt or not because I like Phillip Rivers as a player. He went to NC State, all that stuff. I'm a North Carolina boy. Yeah, I'm a North Carolina boy. He went to NC State, so shout out to Phillip Rivers. But yeah, bro, I think you should have left your behind at home.
He said, "I've been coaching, man. I'm ready." Cause him and the coach been like talking and shit. I guess like throughout the season, cause he know the playbook already.
Right.
So that shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, I mean he's smart enough and all of that. I don't have no doubts on his ability to understand, the plays and all that. I'm just worried about that 44-year-old body out there. Yeah, I'm 46.
When he was like in the league, he never got hurt too much. Like he tore the ACL back in 2007. That's about it though.
Right, that's true. And tearing the ACL, that ain't something from getting hit. You do that from on your own. type of deal.
The wrong plant type shit.
Right. You do that kind of to yourself as opposed to somebody doing it to you. So
Yeah.
you right. I mean, he
got like a Big Ben type of frame.
body. Yeah. I mean, if he been in the weight room, and stuff, and that extra weight that he's got is not, out of shape weight, then I mean, he might be able to take some hits. But
Yeah.
I just, I don't want to see it, man. He old. He not Tom Brady. Look, Tom Brady did that, but he was still playing. He ain't never really take no time off. He just kept on playing on through. This dude done been out the league 5 years coaching high school football.
So I'm ready to come back. They put this motherfucker in Madden. They got this motherfucker big as hell in Madden. I'm like, yo, y'all wild.
They put him in Madden now.
Yeah, in Madden. Shit.
Oh man, that's funny. Oh shucks, hold on.
Rated player. I'm like, oh, this is real. I'm like, real.
Right. So I'm getting updates on the fantasy stuff. They said Rome Odunze will be playing, y'all. So I got to put him in my my lineup.
It's gonna be cold today though.
Yeah, but hey,
fucking Chicago.
Hey, they need that. I got to put him in the
They might
lineup.
run that ball, if anything. So expect a lot of running yards coming up out of there.
Oh yeah. I expect that, and the weather probably bad there too.
Yeah. This is like motherfucking 10 degrees there. It's gonna be real cold today. I'm like, all right, bet.
Do they got snow? Do you know?
Nah, it's just dead cold.
Just cold. Okay.
Yeah.
And that wind chill.
That wind.
Right. That wind chill. Yeah, I might have to put a doomsday in.
The news. I'm like, damn, I get Chicago news.
Right. You said it's gonna be good to watch the Colts game. 40 to splatter. Yeah, you a Colts fan though, 40. You a Colts fan. I don't know. I don't know if I want to see it. I don't know if I want to see it.
I'm trying to understand why they didn't call Cam Newton. Like, I would have definitely called him.
Is Cam would he be willing to come out and play?
He said he would. They would have contacted him. They ain't
Oh,
contacted
damn.
him. So he felt like, slap in the face. Like, damn.
Right. Dang, I ain't know Cam was willing to play.
Yeah. He still work out. Like, I got him on Snapchat. Like, the nigga still work out and shit.
Right.
Like, he got, stay fit for all them clothes and shit he be wearing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, when I be seeing...
He gonna hit 300 pounds. He already said it.
Right. When I be seeing him, he still looked like he in shape and all that. I just didn't know he was interested in getting back out on the field. But I guess somebody gave him a chance, he would.
Hell yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. When the last time Cam played? Let's see here.
2022?
Oh, shit. Cam only 36. Yeah, Cam only 36. I thought he was older. Yeah. Yeah, Cam probably still got some games left in the tank. They tripping. Cam played more recently than Phillip Rivers. He played in 21.
21.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. He played 2021. He went back to Carolina apparently and played.
Yeah.
He started 5 games, played 8 games. Yup. So yeah, Cam probably still got something left in the tank. Yeah, they tripping on Cam. And Cam would have Cam would have also helped the thought about the running game, because like Jonathan Taylor, he been a little slower here lately. But if you got a running quarterback and the running back, right?
They doing like
yeah. So
I can't run the ball like that.
Right. Yeah, Cam would have been a good look actually. If he know the playbook and all of that, I think Cam would have been a good look.
I think that would have been too. He got to know the playbook. I think that's what it really was. That nigga Phillip already know the playbook and shit. I'm like, damn, he got a head start.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
Like they said, it's all about who you know. That shit crazy.
Yeah, that's true. It's all about the relationships and stuff. And I don't know if Cam actually has burned any of the bridges, but the way the media talk about him, they act like he don't have good relationships with people and stuff. But I mean, he still be getting jobs in the media, so it seems like his relationships are fine.
Now that's why he be doing all them crazy takes and shit. I'm like, oh, he on this. Basically, Stephen A. is like giving him like grooming him type shit. Just right. Aspects. Pause.
yeah. Kind of that shock jock stuff.
Yeah.
You say something that gonna get the attention.
Shannon Sharp. He's gonna teach Shannon Sharp. But Shannon out here wilding and shit. So he's like, fuck it, give me young Cam.
Right. Yeah. You right. Shannon got too much in his personal life going on. So Cam, at least Cam is clean. As far as everything we know, Cam is clean.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
What up, CKJ? You back?
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with StreamYards, man. I'm so glad I don't do StreamYards, man, with my gambling thing.
Salute,
Man,
brother.
I've been trying to get on this joint for 20 minutes, man.
Dang.
20 minutes, yo. But I'm here. What's happening? What up?
Chilling. What's going on with you, bro?
Nothing much, man. Just gonna watch these Bears go and take the Browns through that, man. You know, you got us last week up in Green Bay. That's cool. But we'll be back. You know how the Bears do. And like I told you at the beginning of the season, we here. I told you training camp. I said we gonna be all right.
Yeah, y'all looking good.
Team.
Oh man, sorry about the Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys.
For you. You know,
Who care about the Cowboys?
Some comfort food at the funeral. You know, for the Cowboys.
Who care about the Cowboys?
Yeah, man, that's a wrap.
Who care about the Cowboys? Oh,
I thought he was
Love Lace. He's talking about Love Lace. Yeah, he's talking about Love Lace. He always messing with Love Lace. Yeah. They still got a chance though, because the Eat.
That's
Anthony.
Oh, okay. I know who he is now. Yeah.
It's Mafia.
Yeah.
Mafia Anthony.
Yeah.
Cowboys still got a chance though.
Yeah,
the Eagles ain't running away with it.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I think what they're doing with Rivers, man, is a smart move because I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not be surprised if there's no seeds above 3 that's in the Super Bowl. It's right.
Do what now? Say that again. No seed
going on with the quarterbacks. Like I told you last year, even though you slept. Would you say what?
No, I'm trying to say. You said there's no what? You said there's no something above 3 or something like that. I ain't understand what you said.
I think there's going to be a team above the 3 seed that's going to be
above the 3 seed that's going to do what? You cut out after you said that.
Yeah, I don't think that there's going to be a team above the 3 seed that's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Oh. So the current teams that are sitting above 3, you don't think none of them are going to make it to the Super Bowl?
Of the teams that's sitting 1 and 2 in each conference, which
right.
You actually say for sure you know it's going to be in the Super Bowl?
I like the.
I can't say any team for sure is going to be in the Super Bowl right now on either side of the slate.
Yeah, even though the Rams lost to the Panthers, I like the Rams in the NFC. At the AFC, I really don't know. The AFC wide open.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is road game season now. You got to have a running game, you got to have defense, and you got to be able to deal with them elements. And right now, that's starting to play a part in these playoffs. I really like, man, where we at. I like the teams, the young teams. I like Houston. I told you about
Who's
Broncos
your favorite
last
team?
year because they had a defense. Now they got a quarterback.
He a Bears fan, Ant.
Iceberg.
A Bears. Oh,
yeah.
You got relaxed.
Man.
Detroit coming up out of there, bro.
From Chicago, man.
Detroit coming up out of there, man. I like Detroit.
Hey, man, Detroit is what? 7-7,
8-5.
What are they now?
8-5. They one game behind. They one game behind Chicago.
But what do you see Detroit doing right now? Because right now, Detroit trying to find themselves. Chicago know who they are. Dink and doink. That's how we go.
You see what Detroit did last week?
Yeah, but that was last week. What did they do the previous 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I'm just saying they getting that.
Remember now,
they got a run
don't
game.
play outside. Remember, Detroit don't play outside. They play inside now. You got to get on that road with that wind and that blustery snow going across your face.
Well, I don't think Chicago gonna have any home games. I don't think they're gonna have any home games in the playoffs.
That's
so
okay,
that weather you talking about not gonna be a factor.
Well, maybe not for the Bears, depending on what happens in the playoffs. Again, we don't know how the playoffs are gonna shake out.
Right. I'm looking at it how it is right now. How it says right now. All the games will go through the Rams, the Packers, and then if Philly or Carolina won, they could go through there. But, so the only one that has cold weather really like that is the Packers. Philly, is up and down. But, The Rams are indoors. The Panthers, that ain't necessarily cold weather.
No. No, the weather's
So-
coming to Philly. Give it another week. You'll see what's happening.
And Philly might not even be the one, though. You writing the Cowboys off, and Philly ain't even got that locked up yet. The Cowboys still got a chance at that division. Philly been sliding lately.
I need the Cowboys to lose just one game.
Okay. Okay. So
Just
let me
one.
ask you, Iceberg, you got your last $100. You hear me?
Uh-huh.
You got your last $100. We'll bet on Philly or Dallas, no matter where they play.
I wouldn't put my last $100 on either one of them right now. I don't trust either one of them. Seriously, I really don't trust either one of those
But
teams.
that's the choice.
You think the Cowboys gonna win out?
But that's not my question. Which ones would you choose if you had your last $100 and you had to choose on this game? No matter
Let me
where
look
they
at-
play.
Let me look at their schedules. Let me look at what they got left, and I'll tell you.
You got
Let's
to get
see.
your intel together.
Well, obviously, because I don't make rash decisions. That's why I said if I had my last $100 as a betting man, I would keep it in my pocket as far as those two teams, because I don't trust either one of them enough to spend my money. But if I had to, let's see, Dallas right now they're sitting 2 games behind. Well, actually 1 game behind Philly because of the loss column. So let's see here. They got Minnesota today.
Right?
Dallas has a tie, yes. Dallas has a tie on their record, yes. That's what I'm saying. And right now, if Philly gets one more loss, they will have the same amount of losses as Dallas. And then, Dallas has that tie. Dallas has Minnesota. LA, is that the Rams or the Chargers? Okay, they got the Chargers. They got the Chargers,
And they
the
got Washington.
Commanders,
they got
and then
Giants.
the Giants. So Commanders and Giants, that should be 2 easy wins. Minnesota, they should win, and the Chargers is the only one that would throw a question for me. They can win those games.
Do their thing today.
You think Minnesota gonna do their thing against Dallas?
Oh man, I hope so. They got that defense, man.
I mean, Dallas is week to week. When Dallas defense shows up, the offense is fine when their defense shows up. But when their defense don't show up, their offense can't do enough. I mean, they gave up 44 points last week to
CD
Detroit.
Lamb is out. He in concussion protocol.
Is he officially out?
No, he out. He out.
Let me
He
see
seized
here.
up on the field and shit. So that's like 2
All right,
weeks.
I got a question for y'all. If you got to pick 2 teams, not knowing where the seeding's going to go because that's evolving standard, but if you got 2 teams coming out each conference, and you could just say these are the 2 teams I like the best, I'm gonna tell you who I like. I like the Broncos because of the fact that they're in a position to get some home games, and playing up there with that defense is tough. And they got a steady quarterback. He's not great, but he's steady. I'm gonna tell you the other team is the Chargers. I think out of all the AFC teams, they might not be great at everything, but they're okay at everything. They got a defense that plays. They got an offense that's efficient. Coming out the NFC, I'm still with Philly. Man, I don't know, man. The other teams, it's hard to figure on those other teams because on it, in a given Sunday,
I like
those other teams
Jacksonville.
looking for steady. I like Philly the best coming out of the NFC. Go ahead.
Hey, CD Lamb's not on the injury report, Ant.
He not?
Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh, so
think
they're gonna let
he
him
was,
play after that?
unless he just
Yep.
let him off.
He playing. He is not on the injury report. I don't see him on Dallas injury report.
Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Let me make sure. I don't see him on the Dallas injury report at all.
I guess he playing.
Yeah.
Hey, baby, what time? I got
Ferguson is on the report. They're tight end. For let's see here. Where'd he go? He's questionable with a calf. Jadeveon Clowney is questionable on the defensive side with a hamstring. But yeah, CD ain't even on the report at all. CKJ, in reference to what you were saying, I don't have the faith in Philly. I'm not even sure Philly's going to win their division. And if they got to go on the road in the playoffs, I don't think they're going to beat any of the teams that's ahead of them. The Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers right now, all of those teams are still shuffling around who is going to win that division, potentially be the number one seed in the NFC, and then determining who's going to have to go on the road because they're all sitting right there. Pretty much same record. 49ers are one game behind, but the 49ers have better division record over all of them. Kiss my cheeks. Good morning to you. Appreciate you stopping by. G Mama Body. Good morning to you. So I don't have the faith in the Eagles like you do. I think it's going to be one of those NFC West teams. And I think the NFC Championship is going to be one of those teams out of the NFC West, Rams, Seattle, or 49ers, going up against either the Bears or the Packers. That's what I see in NFC Championship. I don't even see the Eagles in it, in the equation.
As much as I love my Bears, I don't know if they're ready for that right yet. That's
and the reason I say Bears and Packers. Go ahead.
Well, what I was going to say is I got to get my spinners together, man. We got a group called the Spinners, like the musical group. You're going to like this.
I know the Spinners.
We got to smash our cans down. We got to put cotton around there, some duct tape. Because we're going to be throwing some spinners out there, out the dog pound, man. We're going to get it here today, baby. I got my football working today.
I'm about the dog pound.
The Browns coming to talk to Spike. We're going to let them see what it is.
Oh, yeah. You know them.
Hey, I got to go, man.
All right, salute to you, bro, man. Don't cause no trouble out there.
Hey. Yeah, man.
Salute to you.
Oh, man, I stay in the trouble, man. Got to stay young. Out to the 60s, man. All right,
shoot. Salute to you, bro. That's CKJ, y'all. Bears fan in the house. He gonna come and rep Chicago always. Yeah, I don't see Philly in the equation in the NFC really. I mean, they ain't playing that great. They holding on to their playoff position, but Cowboys again still have a chance to get it. I don't know if the Cowboys going to get it, but Philly ain't really looking at
strong. They got a defense. It's just the offense. They gotta get that offense together. They get that offense together. Shit get scared.
This is true.
I don't see it though.
They ain't got that much time left to get it together, though. And these other teams got defenses, too.
Together by now, they ain't getting it together.
Right. That's the way I'm seeing it. I don't see them really pulling it together. I mean, that Super Bowl hangover is real. Not that they didn't come into the season ready, but it's hard to go back-to-back in the NFL. I mean, we just don't see it that often.
Yeah.
So, and other teams are just playing more hungry right now. I mean, when you think about it, the hunger of these guys to get a Super Bowl, especially the quarterbacks who ain't ever got one, they need to get that on their resume to even be considered, as some of the top, in the league and stuff like that. Philly got it already now. They done been the top team in the league for a few years now. They done won the Super Bowl. They done been to the Super Bowl multiple times. Right. Nobody is doubting them. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is doubting the capabilities of Jalen Hurts or anybody on that team. They all are those number one players, or they were those number one players for multiple seasons, and a lot of them still are. Nobody's doubting any of that, but it's hard to keep that same hunger year to year to year when you just won it all. That's the way I see that.
Yeah, I like the Patriots too.
Oh yeah, I definitely like the Patriots on the AFC side. Drake May got them boys looking good, huh?
They really supposed to be undefeated because their first two games was like wash games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Drake May, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, they got them boys looking real good. They got them looking real good. And oh dang, I hate CKJ got gone. He was talking about them Broncos. I didn't get to tell him the Broncos are favored to lose this week against Green Bay. Right? And it's in Denver. But I don't know if y'all watch Gridiron, Aqib Talib on there. He's a big Broncos fan, obviously. And he said that the Broncos right now, they're on a 10-win streak. And he doesn't like them going into the playoffs on that big streak. So he thinks they need to lose a game and then, win a couple going into the playoffs. And that makes sense, right? So say they lose today to the Packers. That'll make the Broncos 11-3. If the Chargers win, the Chargers will be 10-4. One game behind the Broncos. Those teams have to play each other again before the season is over. The Chargers win that game head to head. If everything happens today that we talked about, the Chargers keep winning, the Broncos keep winning after that, and the Chargers win that game head to head, the Chargers could actually win that division. That could also change up things with the Patriots, because the Patriots keep winning and the Broncos do lose this game today. The Patriots would then be the number 1 seed in the AFC. So there's a whole lot going on. I don't think them Broncos have it wrapped up yet. Yeah, Bo Nix is steady at quarterback, but I don't think he's ready to go to the Super Bowl yet either. For some reason, I just feel like New England is more prepared.
Yeah, Mike Vrabel ain't playing no games out there.
Yeah, right. They looking good. Josh McDaniels got that offense looking good. Yeah, that whole team just looks really good. It looked like Belichick without Belichick there.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked like Belichick all over again without Belichick there. They got the quarterback whisper in the quarterback's ear. This is a young quarterback, but he playing at a high level. Hey, what more can you say? This is the guy who was a whole lot of the deal with building Tom Brady into who he became. And now he in the ear of Drake May. So, and Drake May listening. They boys out there balling. So, I think the Patriots might end up being the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
Over Denver.
I think the Patriots might lose one more game, but not even that. I think the bitches might win out.
They might. Because, they got the Bills today, but it's in New England. So they may or may not win the game. Then they go to Baltimore. They go to the Jets, and then they got the Dolphins. So, the Bills, today's game probably the biggest one. It's snowing like a motherfucker up there, too. I'm looking at it on TV right now. It's snowing like a motherfucker in New England. Damn. So, this game might be interesting because it's an hour to kickoff, and the snow is coming down hard. And the seats all covered with snow and shit, so it's going to be all over the field. But we going to see. We going to see. See us live yet? I know he was supposed to be going live this morning.
I ain't see it.
Let me see. See who live before we get up out of here. No, he ain't live yet. Oh, Finichi live and Slim over there on the link. It looked like, so that's probably why Sis ain't live yet.
Yeah, that nigga been live since this morning.
Yeah, he's still alive, and it looked like Slim over there on the link. It looked like so Slim on the link. It looked like Bishop on the link too, but Bishop also live at the same time. Bishop, look, hey y'all, look, I'm gonna show y'all the screen. Bishop live and Finichi live, but Bishop on Finichi link. Look right there.
That shit crazy. That's what he do with everybody. Shit.
Bishop a damn fool, man. I don't think Sis is live. He might have rescheduled it. Let's see here. Let's see. Did he reschedule? Because he had a live schedule. It was supposed to be, I think, like 11 something this morning. But yeah, I just see Finichi and Bishop live right now. So, oh, it's SoFly live.
I ain't subscribed to her.
You ain't missing nothing. I don't even be going over there. I haven't been over there in a while. There ain't very many people once I subscribe to them that I unsubscribe from, unless, like I'm not subscribed to Kwame or none of them, but
yeah.
SoFly, people like that. If I ain't got no problem with them, I'll stay subscribed even if I don't even be going in there. All right. So Sis changed his. He was going live this morning, but he changed it to 6 p.m. So
damn.
Yeah.
You better hold it down then.
Right. Slim or somebody might go live after since they over there on the link. I don't know what they talking about.
Nah, they got it. They shit. I tell you, man, I ain't trying to be out in no more motherfucking beef. They got to be.
Right.
About to do something different.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, you monetize, bro. Do whatever the hell you want. Just keep your shit clean.
Yeah, you already know.
Yeah, that's what's up. I'm about to get up out of here, bro. We gonna wrap this up.
Salute to your Iceberg. Shit,
appreciate you pulling up.
Shit. I told niggas I was gonna come over here and kick it and shit.
That's what's up. I appreciate you pulling up. Not worth it. Salute to you, Ant. I appreciate you. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Monetize Mafia Anthony over there. He be kicking it all different hours. He be kicking it all different hours. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Mafia Anthony. Young boy doing big things on his YouTube streets. He got monetized recently. He going to keep it in the road, you know, and keep that channel monetized so he can keep reaping them rewards of people coming over and checking out his content. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to the young boy. We're going to get out of here, y'all. We kicked it for a little bit. We went for 2 hours. I appreciate Anthony pulling up. I appreciate CKJ pulling up. Hey, y'all make sure y'all do something good for yourself and do something good for somebody else. Make sure you check out the merch store. Make sure you hit that like button. And until next time, good people, this is Iceberg. Salute.
Now, as they say in your country, let us be out.